Hey guys, it's Miranda Namias, and I'm here today to answer a question that I get all the time, and that question is why the heck I have 15 people on my team. I know that this number is a little bit crazy, and I actually just counted the other day, and I think I might even have more than 15 people on my team at this point. So yeah, it's a little crazy over here to have that many people, but I want to share about the things that aren't crazy about it. Yes, it's a lot of people, and yes, sometimes it feels silly to say I have so many people on my team, but that is how my team runs amazing. It is a huge bonus to have this many people on my team, and so I'm going to kind of talk about why I made this decision and why I want you to make this decision as well. So I want to go back, like before I started building my team, I had this big fear, and I see a lot of other entrepreneurs out there who have this same exact fear. And this is the fear. So as entrepreneurs, many of us haven't had like a real world job experience, or you haven't had a lot of it. And many of us also haven't ever had to manage people or run any type of team before. So you've never been a manager, you've never been a boss. So when we first start our businesses, we kind of just fall into this role of solopreneur where we're doing everything ourselves. We love relying on ourselves. We're really good at stuff. We can figure all this out, and you just stick to doing everything yourself. But as your business grows, you start to realize like, oh my gosh, there's so many things on my plate. I simply cannot handle this anymore. It becomes way too much, and you start to feel like that tug, that pull to like grow more and be able to have more time to do those things that you started your business to do. And so you realize, hey, maybe I need to build a team, or maybe you're thinking about it, so that you can spend more time on the things that you love doing in your business, and also the things that help generate you the most income. So if you don't have a team, this probably means that stuff like scheduling social media posts and updating plugins on your website. So you're going to do either one of two things. You're either going to end up having those fall to the side. You're going to push back that task, keep pushing back. Oh, I'll do it next week. Oh, I'll do it next week. And it just never gets done. And you end up falling behind on everything and feeling like you can never get these simple tasks done because you spend so much time doing all of the other things that are more important. But those little things still aren't important. So it is good to get them done. You just can't. Or the other thing is you'll be so consumed doing those small things that you never have time to make progress on your big dreams and your big projects. You're so stuck in that rut of like the little things. You have so many dreams, you guys. I know you do. I have big dreams. I know you have big dreams. As entrepreneurs, we were like born to dream, right? That's like our job. But the important part is actually being able to implement those dreams and ideas. So we're not really built to just think and dream all day and then never get to accomplish anything. Like, isn't that so sad? I don't want to be in that spot. I don't know about you, but I hate to feel like I'm not accomplishing anything. And how can you expect to accomplish anything when you are stuck in the trenches and like working in your business and not on your business, instead of doing what you were meant to do and what you want to do, which is lead and strategize and create and be that high level, top level person, and not having to focus on those nitty gritty details that you don't even like doing, but you still recognize that they are unfortunately important parts of running your business. So eventually you get to the point where you're like, oh, I can't take it anymore. Like, I need to have some help. And I get this, but you got to be careful, because this is where I see people making a really big mistake. And so this mistake is you realize, duh, I need a team. And then the mistake is you hire one VA. So this, I see it happen all the time. Everybody does this when they grow their team. It seems like such an obvious next step. Like, okay, I'm going to hire my VA. And this is what people talk about when they talk about building their team, hiring one VA. But sometimes hiring just one single VA can actually be harmful, not helpful to your business. And I want to really bring this point home, that you really need to think about making this decision before you just jump in and hire somebody. When it comes to building your team, this is super important. This is like the foundation of your business. You are building the future. You have to do it right. If you mess up that foundation, your house is going to start falling in a couple of years. Your business is going to start having cracks and issues, and we really don't want that. I don't want that for you. So it's going to come back and bite you in the butt if you don't do this foundation correctly. And it might end up costing you even more time and money when that's what you were trying to save and get more of in the first place. So in order to do this, I want you to trust me. This is the right way. The reality is that a business is going to be running the smoothest, the most well-oiled, when every single person that is working with you, that is on your team, that is helping you, is right smack dab in the middle of their zone of genius. So I'm sure that you've heard that term before. Basically, it's where you feel super in flow. You love what you do. You're enjoying it. You want to like work all day doing this thing. So whatever it is that's your zone of genius, you need to be doing that. And the other areas of your business, that's somebody else's zone of genius. Like there's somebody out there who specializes in that area and they love doing that one thing. And those are the kind of people that you want working in those areas. So if you're serious about this business that you have, you want to be like a real badass CEO, have a 6-figure, 7-figure business. It's just not possible to rely on one VA to do everything. This is going to end up being like a super stressful situation for you and your VA. It's going to be like you and them, and they're going to feel so pressured to support you in all of these different areas that you need help in. And ultimately what that means is that the quality is going to suffer. I'm sure that you guys have heard the term jack of all trades, master of none. People say that all the time, and that's totally who I am. It's not who you want to hire to be your one VA. It's sometimes good to have jack of all trades on your team, but they can't be the only person on your team because you need a team of experts. That's really just the truth. This is really important for service providers specifically, especially if you have clients and you're delegating client work to your team. As service providers, when we scale, one of the things that is like part of the scaling process is raising your prices. Now, I'm not saying that you need to raise your prices now because I hate it when people tell me that, but that's kind of part of the process. Like as you grow, you raise your prices. But the thing is that your quality needs to get better as your prices get higher, or it at least needs to not get worse. Like that baseline, it needs to not get worse. So when you start bringing on people, you really have to think about being able to maintain that high quality performance and work in your business and being able to delegate stuff to team members that are going to be able to bring that back to you just as good as if you had done it yourself, or even better. So that's super important because you don't want your quality to start going down when you bring on people. And one of the best ways to do this is to hire women on your team who have a lot of talent or a lot of potential. Like you can see it in them in a very specific area. So this is exactly the reason why I have so many people on my team. I have like 15 or 16 people. But I'm not saying you need to start hiring 15 people at once. That would be crazy, right? But that's why I have so many people, because I have them all doing a very specific type of job and they're all doing it well. And that allows us to like have this super well-oiled machine in the business because everybody is just loving it. They're all in their zone of genius. We're all working together and like making this work together. So the first step that you're going to do when you're thinking about building your team is you want to identify like the top 1 to 3 roles that you need to fill in your business. So like specific areas where you feel like you need somebody. And I actually have a blog post. If you guys click on the link above, there's a blog post to the top 10 types of team members that you need to have in your team. So go check out that post because there's like a bunch of different roles that are important to have on your team. And then you can kind of look at those and identify like which ones do I need in my business the most. So you're going to want to be thinking about things like if I had this person, how much time would that save me? If I hired this person, how much time would that save me? And also things like which one's going to give me the most ROI. Like if I delegate this, am I going to be able to free up so much more of my time, and all of those kind of things. So think about what's going to be the most beneficial roles to fill in your business. And you're going to want to hire, I would definitely start with one. So I still think that that's a good idea to start with one, especially if you haven't managed anybody before, because you have to get used to it, and it is a little bit of a transition period getting used to managing people, so that's totally normal. But you really want to start out with one person in a specific area, get that area super streamlined and super awesome and delegated out and running really smoothly, and then move on to the next area. And eventually you're going to have all these areas in your business that are like running and super smooth and all delegated and systemized, and it's going to be great. So this may mean that you may have to keep doing some of those small, like, grunt work tasks in your business for right now, but putting this effort in and doing it the right way now is going to come back to you tenfold in the future. You're going to be able to look back and say, I built my team the right way. My foundation is perfect and my team is running so smoothly. And you are going to be so glad that you did it that way instead of delegating everything, all these like one-off little tasks in all these different areas to one VA, getting super overwhelmed, realizing that the quality is suffering, and then having to like redelegate and rehire more people. It's just not the best way to go about it. So that is my tip for you guys today. I hope that you thought that that was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about team roles, hiring people, and I also have a bunch of freebies on my website. Like there's a hiring checklist and there's a step-by-step what you need to do to scale your business. So if you have any questions about that, let me know, and I hope that you find all of that content helpful. I love you guys.